I had so much planned when this year began, like every other year. I planned to take my social media career seriously, find my voice, master the skill of dancing, make my music, draw more, master my Korean speaking skills, build my body, grow my hair, the list goes on. When it comes to making content, I never know what's okay for me to do or show. Should I be vulnerable? Should I just create with no explanation, no voice? Or voice, just visuals? Should I care about the aesthetics? Or just be real? Can I talk about what I've been through? My lore, my scars, my dreams, passions. Who am I trying to please? Nobody but me, of course. Because I am my biggest critic, my biggest hater, my biggest hindrance. But it takes a lot for me to be pleased with myself, and lately I have been feeling incredibly and utterly hideous. I don't remember feeling so ugly. And I feel so clogged up in my body, like nothing is moving properly in my body, like there's blockages somewhere, like I need a cleanse, a thorough cleanse. I feel like my energy is stagnant. I think I know why. I haven't been moving in clarity and certainty. I haven't been moving at all. I have dozens and dozens of journals filled with manifestation scripts, morning and night routines, workout routines, study routines, schedules, and plans. I've been consuming all information I can that can help me transform, be a better version of myself, create the life I desire. I've read every financial book, How to Get Rich, A Pocket Full of Money, Atomic Habits, Subtle Art of Not Giving. I've read so many self-help books. Any self-help book that you have read, I have probably read too. I've even read books on how to breathe that will teach me how to breathe and stay mindful. I've been consuming, but the only thing I fail to do is act, practice, and do. I can't blame it on my autism or ADHD or even my borderline personality disorder. As someone who's incredibly self-aware, I know exactly how I can achieve my desires, even in the current limiting circumstances I'm in. I'm just a coward. I am just a coward and prideful, and I cannot afford to be either one. Not in these conditions that I live in. Honestly, I refuse to be vulnerable because I don't want to give anybody room to disrespect me or look down on me. I don't want to be a target for bullying. But if I'm being honest, I'm being really honest, I don't want to be vulnerable because I don't want to give myself room to disrespect me or look down on me, because I am my biggest bully. I'm scared of myself because nobody disrespects me or bullies me or even looks down on me more than I do. It's me I'm trying to protect myself from. And because of that, I'm scared to do anything, because I can hear the bully saying, "You think you're important? You think your little social media presence is worth anything? You're embarrassing yourself. You think you're that pretty? You think you have that star quality?
And you say that you want to send an annoying voice like that. Your voice is so annoying you can't even stand to hear it. What makes you think you can become a singer?
Your voice is plain. There's nothing special about you. You don't even stand out. Nobody cares what you've been through. You're still weak. You're still a coward. It is still your fault, and you're stupid. Why can't you just be quiet and exist in the shadows? Get any job and just be quiet. If you talk too much, don't you ever shut up. You can't even stick to one routine. Can't even commit to yourself. So what is it that you have to offer this world when you can't even give yourself anything? You're of no use to yourself. How can you be of any use or service to anybody else? You can't even love yourself, and you want others to listen to you when you tell them to love and appreciate who they are? You don't even give a crap about yourself. You're such a joke. Look at you. Hideous. Your body is weird too. You fail to live and also fail to die. How pathetic. I can't stand you. This is the type of dialogue I have in my head. And the list goes on and on. So you see, it's not the world I'm scared of, it's me. But there's another voice in my head, the one that says, you know you're destined for greatness, no matter how much you try to ignore it in hopes of being humble, but you know you cannot afford to be that way. You are greatness. Why can't you let yourself be great? You know you are powerful. That's why you're so restless and frustrated, because you know you're capable. You know why you're worthy. You know you are magnificent. So take your power back from this intruder in your mind. That's not you. It never was. Tell that voice that it's pathetic and it needs to shut the hell up. If it keeps telling you you're a loser, tell it, so what if I'm a loser? If it says you're ugly, say, so what if I'm ugly? You're scared of being laughed at, but so what? You don't have to be bare for the world to nitpick at your flaws. Wear makeup if you need to. Do your lashes if you must. You think you look hideous from certain angles? Wear something bigger. Wear a cardigan. There's no shame in that. You can learn to love yourself along the way, but right now you need to get out of the situation you're in, or else you will die. You will take your own life, but you need to be fair. You've been tolerating that imposter, feeding into its bullshit. Be fair and tolerate my voice now. Tolerate me, the one who's telling you that you are great, the one who's telling you that you are beautiful, even in your most fragile, insecure moment. Entertain me for once, and not just for a day, but for the same amount of times you tolerated that imposter. Give me the same opportunity, because you are all about being fair and just. So be fair now. And it's right, you are being weak. On purpose though. You're being a coward, but you're doing this all on purpose because you're afraid of your own greatness. And that's not something to glorify or romanticize. You're not doing anybody a favor by imprisoning yourself. So these are the two voices that have been going back and forth in my head for the past 5 years. And you know what? I do want to end it all. I really, really do want to end it all. And just be another statistics. In fact, just be another ghost who tried to live life but failed because they were too much of a coward.
And just be another case of wasted talent.
But I'll be very uncomfortable because I'll always know that this is not how I am meant to live. And I'll be restless until I face it. I can end it now and no one will ever know. Even if they do, it'll last a few months because life indeed does go on. I will be missed and there's pain I will cause if I end it. And that's not something I wish to believe because I want to feel loved, but it's something I know because I am loved. It's unrealistic to think my twin brother or my little sister or my parents will just move on when I end it. I know it will wound them so deeply. I'll be weeping in regret on the other side. I won't have peace. But staying feels meaningless too. But that's fine, as meaningless as it is, stay. As meaningless as you feel that it is, just stay. You're here anyway. You're here now, so just stay. And do what you want until it's time to go, because one thing about it is you will eventually leave this earth. You're going to leave. Death is promised. Life isn't. So while you're here, just do. Just be. Just create. Embrace embarrassment and shame until you become shameless. Embrace it until it doesn't bother you. But you don't have to intentionally expose yourself to be ridiculed. You don't intentionally have to become a clown. You decide what to show the world. If you're satisfied, you can bear the critique of those who aren't. But if you are not satisfied and the world critiques you or worse, praises you, it'll torture you because at the end, what truly matters is what you think and feel of yourself. You feel safe when someone agrees that yes, you are in fact ugly and pathetic, but you freeze when they say no, you're breathtakingly beautiful and one of the most amazing, awe-inspiring people I've ever met. You yell lies in your head. You'll just sit there and say, they're lying. It's all lies. They're just being nice. Because how can someone see a beauty you don't see in yourself? A greatness that you don't see in yourself? No one knows you better than you, right? So how would they know how amazing you are if you don't? So what's the conclusion here? After having this dialogue in my head, which is something I have very often, it has to come to a conclusion, doesn't it? So what are we gonna do? And my mind says, you are the boss. No one's forcing you to be and look anyhow. No one is forcing you to make content any certain way or do things in a specific way. It's just that you believe that that's how it should be done, but there are no rules. We create the rules. And you just have to be authentic. Do what feels right for you. As long as you are pleased, continue to please yourself. But stop torturing yourself for wanting to please yourself. You are not vain for that. You're just you. And that's the conclusion I came to.
And to be honest, I've always come down to this conclusion after every mental argument I would have with these voices. It was always the same conclusion, but I would always end up sabotaging myself one way or the other. The hope, the drive would only last me a few days. And that's probably why, right now, I feel like the bully, the critique in me is smirking at me right now. With their arms folded, very confident, looking at me like, oh, she's just gonna cave in. She's gonna be a coward again. This newfound hope, I give it 3 days. She's gonna fall back.
and become a coward again. Become weak and pathetic and cry and whine and not do anything about it. But the other voice that told me that I am great is looking at me with eyes that are big and teary and desperate for me to just choose myself and shut this bully out and actually start to move and create and be. So this was my way of breaking out of that cycle by, number one, exposing the inner dialogue and conflict that I've been having for the past years by no longer keeping it in my head and writing it out and speaking it and sharing it. So this is my way of breaking out of that cycle and also holding myself accountable and marking this day as the day that I change things around for myself, because it is possible. I know exactly how to do it. I just need to stop being a coward, and that's all. So I've decided to move, starting with this video.